Hey, James G here with Tarpley Music in Fort Worth, Texas, but if you need to, you can always find us online at tarpleymusic.com. Now, I have a plethora of studio monitors. Why do I have a plethora of studio monitors? Well, we're actually going to look at a comparison of an old generation PreSonus Eris monitor and the new generation of PreSonus Eris monitor. Now, this is literally the pair of Eris E5s that I've been using in the YouTube studio since we started this thing. So I got a lot of history, a lot of love with them, but they might have to go if these are better. That's just how it is. So there are some differences. Obviously, the first physical differences, this is just a much bigger box, right? Bigger enclosure, even though there's still the same low and high frequency drivers are the same size. Now, they don't actually give specs on something that's important to me on these, where you can see this dispersion here, and it's not, these are not ported back in at all. So you're probably not going to get probably don't have a very tight dispersion as far as degrees this way, and it probably isn't very wide this way. As for here, we know we're getting 60, so no bouncing off the desk or anything, and a much wider of 120 degrees. So for panning, something very, very important in mixing, really figuring out where that spot is, or I can't hear that one instrument, it's going to give you more of that dispersion to figure out where it is and more clarity. So they both are 80 watts, but like I said, with the porting back in here, now these can get down to negative 40, or I don't know why I say negative, it can get down to 48 hertz, as opposed to these. I've been mixing on them enough, I know that they don't get quite that low. So getting to 48 without a sub, it's pretty cool. So it's going to be really interesting to hear the mix differences between these two guys here. A little difference in the crossover. This actually crosses over at 3,000, where this is a higher at 3.5. Does that really make a difference? It can, because there's a lot of instruments kind of that can go up there. A lot of piano, if you're woodwinds or anything like that, are kind of getting up in that range. So it's, where am I sending that? Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how that crossover effect works also. And like I said, I know these speakers inside and out because I use them so much. So it's going to be very fun to see the dispersion of this and how these things get different on this. Not to mention, it's just a really great, classy, nicer looking monitor. And trust me, when you have to stare at them all day, it makes a difference. You want to be excited to turn them on. You want to be excited to hear the monitors, you know. And so we actually have the frequency chart on both of these as well. And so they're pretty flat. Both of them are honestly really pretty flat. In fact, the old E5s, they actually stay flat all the way from 10K to 20K. As for the newer generations, are giving a little bump up on that 10K. And knowing that as technology advances, there has to be a reason for that, because that's what these guys do really, really well, is design that stuff. So I'm wondering if I've had to add a really high sparkle to get that out in these old monitors or not, where it might just kind of be clear through here. So it's going to be interesting to see that as well. So I'm really excited. So we have a song that I've recorded, and we've actually are doing another video as well. We're comparing these to the 5XT, which is the still this generation, but it's a later one. And then we are doing, of course, there's a video on just these themselves that you're interested in seeing. It's going to be really cool to see how can this one little monitor and these little differences, can they really make a difference? And of course they can. So whether it's good or bad, who knows? So what we like are comments. We want you to give us the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to do a versus on both of these to see which mix you like better and see how they differ. Have I met her yet? I know she loves to laugh and knows when to cry. And I know that she really loved me, 'cause I read it in her eyes. Well, through thick and thin, we'll always fight to stay alone. And through the years, she's the woman that I've dreamt of. But I know I'll always love her. She's the woman that I'll never forget. But love, please tell me, have I met her yet? Will I kiss her and melt the day away? She's always there when I close my eyes at night. And I feel her next to me as I hold my pillow tight. I'm not sure that I've even seen her face. And I'm not sure I even know her name. But I know I'll always love her. She's the woman that I'll never forget. But love, please tell me, have I met her yet? I know she loves to laugh and knows when to cry. And I know that she really loved me, 'cause I read it in her eyes. Well, through thick and thin, we'll always fight to stay alone. And through the years, she's the woman that I've dreamt of. But I know I'll always love her. She's the woman that I'll never forget. But love, please tell me, have I met her yet? Will I kiss her and melt the day away? So we had Generation 1, Generation 2, a little bit of a bigger brother. So we got, it's not like a David and Goliath, but just a little bit bigger thing. But here's the thing with this particular Versus video is for a year, all these videos that we've been doing on YouTube and all the audio, I've been mixing on these. So I'm very, very, very familiar and comfortable with them. So this was actually the one that I did first when I did the two mixes. And I'll tell you, when I changed it, I took about a half an hour break. I came in, put these in, and I was like, okay, so this I definitely felt a difference from. I was like, man, things are popping out a little. I really felt like my dispersion of panning was really there. I got a lot more bass response. It was really actually easier to kind of do bass roll-offs because I could really hear when it started to, all kinds of things like that. Like I said, I can't say anything bad about these. These have been fantastic monitors, but you forget sometimes, you get comfortable with even a good product, that there still could be a better version of it out there. And of course, this is the same animals, PreSonus. But yeah, I really felt it was really, really fun to, and I did it a little quicker. Of course, I've mixed the song a million times, so I was really trying not to do that, And if you audio guys out there, you know that that's kind of hard to do. Sometimes you already know the tricks that are going to work. But before every mix, I removed all plugins. I took everything down, and I really started from scratch again. I tried to give myself a little bit of a break. And so the reason I feel like I got a little faster to this is because I was like, there's the bass response I need. It was getting there quicker because I don't use a sub. So I don't know. It's a really good upgrade. So the dispersion is night and day with this because it's really hard. Sometimes I'll look at a pan, or I'll be panning on these, and then I'll go out to my car, or a lot of times I'll go to there's a sound bar in the tech shop, and some other places I'll try to listen to things everywhere I can, and I'll end up repanning a lot of the time. I didn't have to with these. I really felt like the pan is right where I placed it. It's exactly where I wanted that guitar part. I wanted the Rhodes part this side or whatever it was. And so I don't know I'm telling you, I really think that there's a lot of people say, oh, these are great for home studios and for basic studio. I really think a Pro studio can use them. And a lot of those guys, you will have an ABC. You might have 2 or 3 sets of monitors. So if you got some inexpensive and some bang for the buck, and then your really, really high-end ones, this would be one to get. It's a great reference monitor. And I felt like we had talked about kind of how they're flat. I really felt like it was really, really flat. I felt like a little EQ went a long way. It was easier for me to pinpoint some problems and drop that frequency down. So I don't know. So if you're looking to upgrade your monitor, or maybe for your first monitor, I will tell you, get the best monitor that you can afford. Definitely should check these out. The Studio 5s is a great line in the PreSonus family. So I hope you got some interest or something out of this, even if it's slight entertainment. That's okay. It was really fun doing all these videos with all these monitors. It's kind of an audio geek's dream to do stuff like that. So it's been really fun. If you just give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should subscribe to the channel because it's just going to get a lot better. We're even going to get more stuff going on. We're all across the map as far as what we're doing with instruments, and we're doing audio stuff, and it's just been a blast. So, and if you'd like to know as we are dropping more videos, we can notify you of that. You just hit the little bell there to turn on notifications, and then we will see you on the next one.